on tarot. Tap in, the whole vibe flow. Cards on the table, truth we unfold. Got us in the moment, watch the story get told. Peace, peace, aTone tarot. Every spread, the key to the door. You too, family, say it once more. Peace from aTone tarot. Click in, calm mind, that's the pre-roll. Questions on your heart, we gon' decode. From the doubt to the spark, when the light hits, you're exactly.
Peace, 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 peace. Welcome to the channel. I am aTone. This is aTone Tarot. What's up, Leo? We're here to ask the universe, Mother May I, and find out what your wishes and desires are for my Leo collective. We're going to find out what the universe has in store for you guys. So let's go ahead and get up into these housekeeping items so we can get to your message. If you could, please go ahead, smash that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. Your girl would greatly appreciate that, Leo. Also, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Take only what resonates and leave the rest for someone who may need it. To my new viewers, welcome to the channel. Returning viewers, welcome back. I greatly appreciate you. All right, Leo, let's get on here and get up into this message. I'm going to pull 10 cards in the format of a Celtic cross spread to find out what are your heart's desires, and will you be seeing some yes, 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 with fairy dust and stardust sprinkled all over it, Leo? We're going to find out what the abundance is headed your way and what that journey looks like. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for my Leo collective. I hope all is well with you guys. What is my Leo's heart's desire? You want adventure. You want kinship, I'm seeing, Leo. Okay. See how this going to play out for my Leos. My Leo said they want it all, basically, right? Right, aTone? I want it all. Let's see if all you shall receive, Leo. One more card. All right, Leo, let's get up into this message. So at the center of your spread, you receive the moon. So there is something hidden from you, something you can't see. The journey's path is not going to be laid out like a GPS map, I will say. But there is an adventure before you, Leo. So the conflict that you're experiencing or the challenge is represented by the 3 of Cups. So friendships, kinships, relationships are causing you some angst right now. It could be with family members, co-workers, children. For some of you, you're having issue with relating and articulating how you feel, maybe to some degree, or you're not receiving the respect due in reverse that you feel as though you should receive from family members. Because at the root of your spread, you have this 9 of coins in reverse. Now, usually that's someone who can't support themselves, but I'm also picking up on a Leo collective that while they are struggling to support themselves, they're also being called on to help support and shoulder the needs of people around them. And I'm getting an energy of give me a break. Like, who's going to be my help? But my Leos, despite having that worry and struggle and absence of assistance, maybe you're pressing forward with your head held high, Leo. I give you that. With this Knight of Cups in your recent past, you had a somewhat dreamy maybe even naive. And I think I said this to Gemini. Um, there was a naiveness and ignorance to certain things around in the world that you did not have to concern yourself with, but that's not the case. There's a level of big girl or big boy draws that y'all are pulling up and having to stand 10 toes down, feet planted to the floor in this moment in your life, Leo. With the Fool at the crown of your spread, it is a bit exhilarating, scary, but exciting for you nonetheless, Leo. Yeah, it's like a roller coaster, but you are here for it. You have the wherewithal, the intelligence, the poker face, even with this Queen of Swords being in your near future. You have more resources too than you may be allowing yourself to see, because in the advice you have this Four of Cups being here. That's not paying attention or seeing, observing, and reaching for that cup that is being handed and extended. The challenge of asking for help exists here. Spirit is saying, learn how to ask for help, Leo. Closed mouth don't get fed. If you need some assistance, you need to ask for it. And you cannot just assume that people will know what your needs are if you don't know how to articulate them out and say, this is what I expect. Even if it's boundaries, right? I need some space. I need some time. I need you to put some respect on my name when we out in these streets talking. It doesn't necessarily need to be financial. You know what it is, but you need to speak to it, Leo, because you got judgment in reverse in your environment. That's not calling it like you see it. You are wanting to keep the peace or remain silent for the sake of not wanting to deal with the anger or the emotion that comes behind announcing this thing, right? So it creates a certain amount of fear to some degree, and fear paralyzes, it isolates, right? And in your hopes and fears, you have this Four of Swords that is blocking yourself off, closing yourself off, being stuck in your mind, right? While you have a clear path forward and you are intelligent and you do have a certain amount of skill and expertise and wherewithal, Leo, you cannot rely solely on your own self and mind. Sometimes you do need to learn how to validate and check yourself through those partnerships and relationships around you. A fated event is going to assist giving you the alley-oop or the layup that you need for your wishes to be granted, Leo, as your outcome being the Wheel of Fortune. Something that is outside of your control, because Spirit is saying, look, this needs to come together, be addressed and shut down and or spoken to. Someone needs to speak their piece with judgment being in reverse. And once that occurs, the world opens up like an oyster for you, Leo. Yeah, but take a leap of faith. The Fool in the tarot is blind. And someone who is without physical sight, their other sensory is heightened in such a way. And the way that they see the world, Leo, is not how the rest of the world sees the world. And it can be a difficulty to relate sometimes when you have that special ability to see things in such a way that the rest of the world doesn't. And you may not be able to articulate and paint a picture, and it causes disconnect. So take that into consideration, that your gifts, your abilities, your strengths, your intelligence, your wherewithal, your intuition, whatever it is, your skill set, yes, it is of value, but it is not the end all be all, because the Fool also has a companion on that cliff before he takes that step to say, yeah, you good, or nah, bro, the climate ain't right for you to take that step off the cliff right now. So be aware and cognizant of that, Leo. And having that awareness will allow you to live out loud, more confident and freely in this space. So that is your message, Leo. I hope that it helps. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you got going on. I would love to hear it. But until next time, peace.